Hello and welcome to Top Sim. I'm William Lebowski, and today we are back in the Formula Go-Kart. Although we are on a brand new track, there is a lot that has happened since we have visited the Formula Student slash Formula Go-Kart, and there are a very vast, significant world for these little carts to drive around in. There has been a significant amount of recreations of tracks all around the world and of all calibers to fit the scale of these carts, which really is a phenomenal task. I really have to thank the people that created those carts or the tracks rather, because it gives life to these cars, and it has built such a sense of community for the people that enjoy racing them. There are regular leagues that exist throughout these cars and tracks, and so it's just a really amazing thing that has been able to happen by the vast world that has been created for them with all of the tracks that are around. And we're not talking about little rinky-dink, just kind of cones on pavement. If you can tell by the first lap here, they've recreated Sochi pretty fantastically, as of course we've come up through the most highly decorated part of the track, going through all the stadiums and whatnot that I believe was used for the Olympics. And you can see there's just a tremendous amount of detail both in the track surface, the track boundaries, as well as the superfluous, you might say, buildings and textures and things on the side of the track. Just phenomenal. And all of these tracks are the same amazing attention to detail. There's a Monaco one as well, which I think can be a bit of a crown jewel in racing. So just check it out. Go to Race Department. I will link the post where you can find both the car and all of the tracks and the skin pack information, and just really have a blast with these. Although there is one thing to note, and I think that thing to note is these cars are a bit difficult, more difficult than they look, and that is in terms of there is almost an unlimited ceiling, but a very low floor, so to say. So it's really easy to do poorly with these cars, but you can really excel to go beyond what you thought was capable in this car, and so you can really achieve much faster speeds and much faster cornering than you think you would be able to by using the throttle or the brake in different areas to get yourself through the corner. And just a phenomenally rewarding experience, particularly how responsive it is to driving style, line choice, and setup the car is. So keep that in mind. I think it's something that you should check out if you hadn't already. I think these things have become very, very, very famous and well-known throughout the sim racing community over the past year. But if you haven't, go check them out. Assetto Corsa really comes alive with content like this. And you can see that I am almost disheveled looking. You can think scruffy, messy hair, a little tired in my eyes. And that is because the previous night recording this, I stayed up for 4 hours trying to get a 10-lap race here actually completed, and was having a massive amount of trouble just with the randomness in the AI. So be a little bit known. The AI is a little bit funky, and you do need to turn them up very high in order to keep them at a competitive pace. So I have almost all the way up on the AI. I think they're just one or two levels or points away from being full strength, as well as a little bit of variation to keep it very fun. But yeah, to just be known, they're not going to be perfection when you're racing against the AI, but it is a good time. And speaking of not absolute perfection, I want to talk about the future of Top Sim. What does 2021 hold for Top Sim? What are the plans going forward? What needs to change? And I think this is going to be very much a sink or swim year for the channel. And by that, I mean I think I'm going to really decide what this channel is to me in a personal sense. I think because that's going to be the important defining characteristic, because if we're looking at what is this channel to other people, or what is this channel's value? So not necessarily monetary, but just what does it bring to the table? What does it offer a viewer? I think we could be looking at many different things. I hope that these things are entertainments, distractions from, regular life, the things that are shitty. You could focus on, something that you really enjoy. That's my goal with these, right? Hopefully, you're maximizing your enjoyment, you're maximizing your hobby, and minimizing suffering with these. That's, it's one of those goals that could be considered a little bit lofty for what it is, but it also could be an incredibly easy goal. Like, did it make you, were you slightly more happy now than when you watched it? Yes, good. We've met a goal. And so from both, I could see both sides of that, but I think going forward, I want to nail that down a little bit more. Is this a place for me to share my racing journey? Whether that be online league races, just general racing in general. Is it a place just to mess around and have fun? And show people some fun car and track combinations? Is it a place where I'm making dedicated content specifically for the purpose of people's enjoyment and less about just me wanting to enjoy making videos? Because that's primarily what we've got going on now. It's a forum in which it's a place I like to be and an activity I like to do, but I'm trying to think what could it be more beyond this. And if I think the sync part of that equation is if the combo of I'm not able to achieve that goal of just making people enjoy life a little bit more with these sim racing videos, and I'm not having fun, I think that would be a sync moment. I don't exactly know what the future would look like with just one or the other. Like if I'm making videos that are making people happy, but I'm hating them, right? That's an interesting place to be, to have some sort of popularity, but to really resent it. I guess that's I guess what I'm referring to, and I think that's not necessarily a problem I'm going to find myself in. People really only talk about that problem when they're referring to the grind, and they've are much more established at this point, at that point rather. And so I don't think that that's something I'm necessarily in danger of, but it is something to be cognizant of. I don't want to be making a whole catalog of videos for other people when I'm not even enjoying them myself. And then there's the other side of potentially that same coin. If I'm the only one who enjoys it, that's not going to be good, right? For anybody, because eventually I get to this point of I'm, doing this thing that's so awesome and so fun, but no one else gets it, and that's not a fun place to be at, mentally either. And so I think if we don't achieve this combination of all of the above of what I was saying, of sharing my racing journey, sharing different AI careers that are important to me. Like, for example, I might really, really want to get a driver career going in an F1 game as a series, or an ACC, or just something along that lines. I think something to build like a F1 My Team, to build something, and by something I mean some sort of team, some sort of thing you can watch from the ground up is entertaining for me, but they have not historically been popular videos across the sim racing community or even personally. So that's something to think about as well. But beyond that, I think really what the ticket here is going to be multiplayer racing. I think showcasing more multiplayer racing, getting involved in more multiplayer racing across all variety of sims. Specifically, I think I definitely got to increase the ACC racing, because that's really where people are right now. iRacing was something that I've had on my channel for a while ago in a pretty heavy amount, but I don't think that iRacing is a sim that I am going to find myself in long term, and it is 100. It ends up being 100% the pricing model. Just as this quick side note, renting the service and paying for content is just this unsustainable combination for me. And if it was one of these things where I could just focus solely on iRacing and only race in iRacing, that would be one thing. But if I'm interested in doing other things outside of iRacing, whether they be these fun Assetto Corsa, races, or the endurance racing that I'm doing in R Factor 2, then all of a sudden iRacing's light doesn't shine is bright. So looking forward, potentially some iRacing, because there are some things that I want to do in iRacing, particularly the Porsche Cup, the new 992 Porsche Cup is a car that I really have my eye on. Again, the problem being the tracks for the season. And then beyond that, there are ACC. I am currently in an ACC league, and I'm sure there will be some more ACC racing throughout the year. I think that's going to be a big thing for the year. I think the year of 2022 is going to have to do a lot with me and ACC, both online and offline. As well as continuing the R Factor 2 endurance stuff. I think R Factor 2 is a personal favorite, but it doesn't necessarily have the same sim racing pull that ACC does when it comes to the larger community. That being said, I think there are some very specific things like multi-class racing that happen in R Factor 2 that you just can't get anywhere else. And so for that endurance based stuff, of course, I will be in R Factor 2. But that's kind of what we're looking at for 2022 on Top Sim. Let me know what you guys think and what you guys are interested in seeing, and we'll see you in the next one.